Hey folks, Turbine Guy back at you at my home down in Bokeelia, Florida, and I'll have linked in the description the video where I put two antennas into one combiner and made it work in here. But you know what, the reception's never been quite as good as I wanted it to be. So this time when I got down in Florida and there were no local channels at all, I thought maybe my little antenna amplifier here, which wasn't on, no matter, plugged in and all, was the culprit. Maybe lightning struck. But further investigation revealed the gardener was just a little bit aggressive with the hedge trimmer where the wire was. Not gonna get too much reception with that baby. So I decided, as long as I got to replace that wire, let me try upgrading it. Because, I got that combiner up there and I got my amplifier down here. And having an amplifier down here isn't the best idea because any noise from up there to down here gets amplified to the TVs and creates a problem. The best solution is to have an amplifier up there. So I got on the internet, did a little research, and look what I found. Channel Master has two specific products for me. They've got a joiner instead of a split or a combiner where it's made to take 2 in to 1 out for reception. And they've got an amplifier that I can mount up on the roof, minimizing that distance. You can see right there it says DC in, RF out, RF in, but that DC in is a coax. And what does that connect to? That coax comes all the way down to this plug-in right here and connects into that. So basically, Channel Master solved my problem of running an extension cord up to the roof that can get into the weather, because that whole system they have is sealed from the weather. Well, let's go take that antenna down, start upgrading the system, and see if my upgrades actually do make a difference. All right, well, I'm on the roof ready to take it down, but I got a bit of an issue. I got all of these guy wires, actually extra thick because the last ones I had snapped and I had to replace that antenna. But how do I get this baby down? Well, I think what I'm going to do, I've got this thing mounted in there, but it's not, bolted in. A couple of straps and a screw. I'll take that all off and I'll just pull the thing out backwards slowly and rest it down. All right, I got her down. Now I can get at the connections, start running the wires again. But it turns out I had to take this bracket off first so it would slide out. As we can see, I've got the new joiner installed and I'm running the wires down. And unfortunately, the wire I had wasn't quite long enough to get to the bottom and up and under the roof here. So I had to use a union right there, and I figured I'll tape the heck out of it, at least try to keep some rain out. All right, you can see I got it wrapped nice and tight. Kind of leave the bottom open so anything that does get in there can drip out, and get it real tight and smooth on top so nothing wants to get in. The antenna's back up where it belongs. That was no easy feat at all. And if we come up under here and look, the wires are running down this side and under. I mounted the amplifier out of the weather. Not only that, I got a ground off it and a ground from the pole running to the ground from the solar. So it's all grounded. Got both wires running down and zip tied all the way to the edge of the roof. Came down the gutter and into the house with some potatoes cooking in the sun oven all day. You can see right there we switched from white cable to black cable for the power. Okay, we got the white coming in, wrapped her up a little because here's my splitter from before, my amplifier splitter. And this time I decided just to use it as a splitter, not plugged in, but maybe, I'll do a little experimenting, power it, see if it helps even more or not. And here we got the black one coming in and we got the power running up. And we can see the amp is on up under the roof. With everything hooked up and apparently running right, I ran upstairs, looked at the TV, and sure enough, our local channels are back. So I reprogrammed it, and believe it or not, we're getting channels I never knew existed before. So it looks like the Turbine Guy's upgrade of this antenna up here by putting the amplifier up on the roof with the coax cable powering it and putting a special combiner, not a splitter, up there running backwards. I've been able to get even more. Except I'm going to do a little experimenting in here because I know there's a couple more channels out there I'm not getting, but I'm going to do a little experimenting and see if I can't make it even better. Turbine Guy and all his local channels signing off.